Today. How you doing? I am here, stopping by, wanting to do a little grown folk talk with you on a Saturday. And I must say, I have had a very, very busy day today. And the weather out here is yucky poo. It's gray, it's splotchy. Looks like we getting ready to have us some rain tomorrow. I thought about going and washing the car, but no, I'm gonna wait on that. One time I did that, washed the car today. The next day it started raining, and I just wasted my money. Hello. So, I just wanted to talk a little bit about you know us making time, just making time for whatever. You see what I'm saying? You have got to make time for what's important. And the reason why I say that is because it's so easy for us to sit up and make excuses for all kinds of stuff. And, we'll get to it tomorrow. I'll call them later. Um, you know, I'll get to it next week. I'll take them out next month. You guys got to excuse that. Hey, Levon. I'm sitting out here in this busy intersection, and my car just had me some fish, okay? And there's these cars going by making all this noise. I got my window down, so bear with me, you guys. I do apologize for any noise or loud. I'll try to talk louder. I'll try to stop in the midst of the screeching, okay? But we have got to make time to do more, and that's in everything. And one of the things that kind of rang home to me is, when you have interest in someone and you seem to take for granted, and they have interest in you, and you take for granted that that interest is going to stay solid, and you procrastinate in ways of not being able to spend the time like you need to, or reach out like you need to, or just see how a person is doing. We can watch videos every day of the week. We can do the TikTok, we can do the social media, we can send a text, we can do all that. But when you haven't truly reached out to hear a person's voice, to feel their heart, to see what they're going through, that's something totally different. We have got to do that. We have got to make time for what matters. And just think about it. Think about the wasted time that is used on doing dumb stuff. Just absolutely dumb stuff. You know what I'm saying? Um, and when you think about that person or that situation that truly matters, that you could have spent that type of genuine focus and time with, it's going to make a difference. You're going to see that you're pretty much not paying attention on the things that truly matter. And then when that person is gone and don't want to be bothered no more because you never wanted to be bothered, then you want to try to reel it in. No. You find time to do things that's good for you. You find time to do things that you want to do. You find time to do things that's just bullcrap, but you seem to be lacking in finding time to do what's important for those who matter. For those who matter. And I know at some point we all get busy. We get busy and stuff get put on the back burner, and you don't get the opportunity to really follow through with things, and sometimes you neglect to call someone for days, sometimes weeks. And it's like, oh my God, I gotta call them because I haven't talked to them in a minute. It only takes a minute, you guys. And nowadays, you don't even have to remember the number. You don't even have to tap in the number. You just go to the contacts, go next to their name, hit a button, and boom, and make a call. That's all you do. And hear that person. Connect with that person. We need to make more time to do what's important. And, I've heard some people say things happen, you get in situations where you may become ill, or you may get into an accident, or something may happen where you can't do none of the things you had thought about doing or wanted to do for someone or even for yourself. But now you can't do it at all. So you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. Tomorrow may not bring the opportunity to do it. Okay? So you got to do it today. Stop promising that person that you're going to do something. You're going to cook a nice meal, or you're going to take them, excuse that, y'all. You're going to take them out on a nice date, real date, and months and months go by and you just ain't been able to do it. But you've been able to do everything you want to do for you. You know? Think about it. Think about it. If it was one or two things that you could have put to the side, or maybe did some of it today and some of it tomorrow, because I'm going to do some of this day with that person and some of this day again with this person, you could have split things up. But do we really want to do that? Sometimes no. Sometimes one can be so selfish and stuck in their own zone and pleasing themselves that they can give a hoot about doing anything for anybody else. And that's real talk. That's real talk. But when you're talking about the loyalty of the connection of who you're trying to, who you're with, who you're trying to pursue, that type of thing, you gotta have that commitment and that focus and that drive, and you gotta just go for it. Just go for doing what you need to do, because and I think about sometimes when I'm sitting up, you could be just, you could pop a bag of popcorn and be watching a good movie, knowing that you could be doing something else with somebody that's been trying to do something with you for a minute, and you could put that movie off, especially a recorded movie. You guys know what I'm saying? You can record a movie that you can watch over and over and over and over and over again, but you'll swear up and down you got to watch that movie right then, and then you put off what you could be doing with someone else that really matters, or that really deserves the time and the focus. Because we all are guilty with, sometimes we put that energy and that focus into things, or people who really don't deserve it. You want to chase and put all that into the one that don't deserve it, but the one that do, the one that has been, loyal, the one that's been there, the one that's been persistent, consistent, the one that has sprinkled you nothing but with sunshine, not any darkness, don't want to sprinkle you darkness. We don't have the time for it. That's really, really interesting. Good afternoon, Ticket Black. How are you? How you guys doing? We just having some grown folk conversation here, like we do. Just spreading that wisdom. But we want to do all that for the one who don't really matter, or the situation that don't really matter. But when it comes down to, doing what we should for who it matters for, and making time when we should for what we should make time for, about making sense. Y'all stay with me. Stay with me. We lose our focus and our drive when we really should be putting it towards what matters. We need to start focusing in on making time for what matters. And that's real talk. I know at work one day I had my planner book on my desk, and I had a patient in front of me, and it's real thick. It's my planner for the year, real thick, had papers in it, and I wish I had it to show you guys. But anyway, It's like my personal little second Bible. But anyway, this gentleman has said, "Oh, they can only see the top part. Is that your Bible?" And I was like, "Well, no, it's not really my Bible. My Bible's at home, but it's kind of like a second Bible because I write everything down in this thing." But we laughed and everything, but it made me really reflect upon. I need to open up that Bible more. I need to. Maybe that was a message coming from the messenger. I don't know, but it just the fact that he made that correlation and it's black and it kind of looked like it could be a Bible, but it's not. I'm like, wow, you know. But we seem to not make time for things that really matter sometimes. And I just said that to make an example. We gotta find the time and make time for what matters, for who matters. You know, a lady came to me and she was like, "Hey, I really am into this dude, and we've been kicking it. We spend a little time here and there. We do clap. We have our little, we do. We love each other's company. When we can get it, we cool. But I just don't get enough quality time. I don't get it. I've asked, I've pretty much sweated behind trying to get it, and I've set things up, and always something seems to happen where it don't happen, and I just don't get it." And they are really, becoming heartbroken behind it because they know that the person is into them and they know that the person wants to spend time with them, but it seems to always be this roadblock of blocking them from really spending quality time. And there's a difference, you guys. Some people will say, well, as long as we spend time, we spending time. Even if I'm just spending time for 10, 15 minutes, it's still time. But that's not quality time. Quality time is getting in tune and in touch with one another. You know, Weaning out this little window of time where, good afternoon, Ticket Black, um, weaning out this little window of time where you could spend and focus on one another. Not every 5 minutes you on the phone because you're dealing with work. Not every 5 minutes you're looking at your social media texts and all that, or you got other distractions, or you're on the phone talking to somebody else but you with this person, or you at a movie. It's all right to go to movies. I love movies. I love going to movies, but we got to be able to talk around that, outside of that. Then we can throw some movies in, because in the movies, is that really quality time? You're spending time with each other, sitting next to each other. You may be doing a little hug, but you're quiet and you're watching a movie. And you may ha every now and then. And some that you go to the movies with don't even want you to say nothing. They be like, shh, be quiet. Be quiet, don't say it. They want you to be quiet as mouse. They don't even want to talk. They just want to. Is that quality time? So it's a difference between just being a space holder and being with a person for a few minutes than really panning out a window of time and spending quality time, planning, coming up with something to do where you can collectively be into each other. You can have a conversation, converse. I think a great quality time is when you take nice scenic drives. You may decide early in the day you want to take a drive down Half Moon Bay, Monterey, Napa, whatever it is. Maybe even find yourself in Reno, whatever. But you take a nice little drive and you got your music going. You may have a little drink with you. Um, and you talk, you connect. Sometimes you're quiet because you're just in that comfortability, in that mode of, togetherness. So you may be quiet for a little bit, but then you come into sync, and it's all about one another. And I think that's some great quality time right there. And of course, doing things that you both are totally into doing with one another. You know, you got this thing that you just, man, I like to, let's go bowling, or, you know, let's go for a walk, or, let's go work out together, or, let's go to Barnes and Nobles and look at some good books, or let's go to Starbucks and have us a little sippy sip. I mean, there's things that you can do where you've kind of carved out this focused time on and with one another. That's quality time. Laying next to each other, cuddling, maybe eating some popcorn, talking, telling a few jokes, listening to each other, likes, dislikes, wants, needs, and desires. Maybe then watching a little movie together and commenting on it, and things of that nature. You have to carve out some time to really give the quality behind it towards one another. So therefore, that's part of doing what actually, I would say, what actually matters. What matters. What moves mountains. And what we have to keep in mind and remember, grown folks, it's not the big things. You know, yeah, Ticket Black, being alone together can be extremely sexy. And sometimes, like I mentioned, like taking those rides and not absolutely saying nothing for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just listening to the music, just kind of feeling each other's vibe, very therapeutic. Um, that's a great way to connect. Some couples are so in tune with one another that they can feel each other's mood. You know what I'm saying? They can feel when something is not quite right. It could be a look in their eyes. It could be the way the tone of their voice sounded when they last said something. It could be just that moment of the mood and the look on the face. Sometimes the connection, and these are the things. The quality time is what helps you really connect with one another. And I think that that's the zeal and the just of what's missing with some of these relationships and connections. We don't take the time anymore to do what really matters. We're spending that time with those who we care about. We're doing little special things for those that we care about. We get so caught up in the hustle and bustle of the day in our life and our situation that we forget about one another. Because I'm going to tell you, it's not about where you at. Because you can go to Timbuktu. I remember somebody telling me, why do we just need to go somewhere different? And yeah, different scenery is nice, but it's not really about where you at. You can move to a whole nother country. And if you're not in sync with one another, or if things is all over the map and going haywire, no matter where you go, you're going to bring the haywire with you. You've got to have that connection. You have to have that bond. You have to have that intuitiveness about where each other is coming from, what they're feeling, what's happening all up in here. Sometimes, a person doesn't even have to say a word. They can just look deep within you and you'll feel something. That's that connect. That, man, woo! That's that connection right there, where you can look deep into each other and feel something. And sometimes it's hard to know what it is you're feeling, but you're feeling something. And so you raise it up to want to talk about it, and you bring it up, and the other is like, wow, how did they know I was kind of going, man, is it written on my forehead? They're connected to you. That's what quality time does. So focus and put that energy into what really matters. What matters? Who matters? I've had people say to me, well, I can't give all that no more because now it's about making my money. Now it's about having my money, getting my grind on, trying to get my business going. And I got to be out here 24/7. And as long as I bring the money home and take care of the house or whatever, she should be cool. Shouldn't be said nothing because I got everything covered. You got everything covered, but being emotionally connected to the one you love. They don't get no quality time. You're not emotionally connected. You're not there to really talk to them about things that's going on. You're not there to hold them when they need to be held. You're there to bring the money in, pay the bills, and jump into bed and want to clap. And then clap, and then, yeah, you're there for that. But that's not truly connecting. That's just releasing. You see what I'm saying? And going to sleep. But to really be able to connect, to caress, to tenderly wipe away a piece of hair from her forehead, or to rub your fingers down her face, or to lift up her chin and kiss her tenderly, or to massage her shoulders and she massage yours, your back, your feet, just touching one another, laying next to one another, just being concerned about how you feeling. How was your day? You good? Those type of things, instead of rushing right in. What's for dinner? Oh, you ain't cooked yet? Oh man, what's up? What's for dinner? Okay, I'm getting ready to go up here and take a bath and get me a beer and sit in my lazy boy. And when you get it done, let me know. It wasn't no, how you doing, baby? How was your day? How you feeling? You all right? Need any help? Was none of that. But we make time for what's not important. You made time to pop the beer. You made time to go and sit in that lazy boy chair. You made time to make that call and maybe call your boy Tyrone. You made time to place that bet on the game that's coming up on for the weekend. You made time for things that you wanted to make time for. But it might have only taken 5 or 10 minutes to make time for her. Or it may have taken her only 5 or 10 minutes to make time for you. Because sometimes women get caught up too. And especially if it's kids involved and you have that mate that just does not want to meet you halfway and helping with anything. It was so ironic because this one couple I was talking to, they really had things structured to a point where men do this and women do that. So he didn't feel that he needed to be washing no dishes. He didn't feel that he should be in there cooking. He didn't feel that he should be making up no bed, washing no clothes, doing none of that kind of stuff. And he sure didn't feel like he needed to be washing out the toilet. He said that was a woman's job. Okay. She felt like he should be fixing everything, taking the garbage out. She didn't want to get her hands dirty with that. Taking the garbage out, fixing anything that needs fixing, bringing the bacon home, taking care of the needs of the family, and being ready and able and willing when she wanted to. Okay. Everybody got these roles that they put on each other, and not everybody, but some people, and they want to live totally by that. A man and a woman's thing. Woman does this, man does that. No. We are one. We are a couple. We are driven and placed in solid together. So, excuse that, you guys. So, why does it make a difference if every now and again she grabs the bag of the garbage or it's time for garbage night and she drags the cans to the curb for them to pick up the garbage the next morning? He usually does it, but she's outside. She may have been watering her plants or whatever she was doing. So what's wrong with her doing that? What's wrong with her? She stayed overtime and worked late, got in a little later. Perhaps she's taking a class or anything, and she took some meat out, but she hasn't made it home yet to cook. And Time is a ticking, and he's been home for the last 2 hours. What's wrong with him kind of starting something? Starting it or cooking it? Maybe putting something in the oven. So only thing she got to do is come in and put the little trimmings, or have some potatoes with it, or some corn, or whatever it is. What's wrong with that? You stagnate the boundaries and the connection of the couple by having these stigmas. The man does this, the woman does that. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. That's yours. Some will leave the kitchen dishes piled up for days. If the woman don't touch them, he ain't touching them. So the woman don't touch him because she want to see how long he's gonna not touch him. And they just keep piling up and piling up and piling up. And finally it's little gnats flying around. It's stinking. She can't take it no more. And she gone and wash the dishes, fussing and cussing. Then he's fussing at her because he feels like you shouldn't even let it get like that. You nasty. How did you even let these dishes pile up like? And excuse me, y'all. And he's eating and throwing cups in there, and bowls, and knives, and forks, and spoons, and all kinds of stuff that really shouldn't even go in the sink too. He's doing all that and seeing the little gnats fly around, ain't doing nothing. Just, whoop, fanning them out. Get out of here. Why you here? Why you here, Nat? You know you ain't. Get on out there. Fly on out the window. Go, go, go. Bye, 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 bye. And so he's doing all that. But he ain't going to wash no dishes. But he going to get him another plate, and he going to eat on it. He going to put it in there. Lord have mercy. So we have got to come together as a united front, as a couple. Work on doing what's important. What's important to your union? What's important to you? What's important to you guys? What's important to the whole, direction that you're going? What's important? If you're single, what's important to do and to sprinkle out there when you're interested in someone? You have got to give that person time. You want to get to know them? You got to give them time. And you got to be patient and understanding when they can't, they're not available, you try again. They're not available, you try again. If you're truly interested, you have got to call. You have got to check on them. You have got to send a text. You have got to it's the little things that move mountains. And that's one thing about me. It don't take a whole it doesn't take a whole big old village of things. I pay attention to the small things. It's the small things that makes this flutter. And especially if it came genuine and from the heart. And I didn't have to ask for it. I didn't have to sit up and, hammer you on the head about it. It just came from here. That moves mountains. That's magically wonderful when it comes to me. But, we have got to stay focused on what's important. You have goals, focus on your goals. You want to find you a significant other that is for you, the right one for you. Then pray on that. Get yourself in order. Get yourself prepared to receive that blessing. Okay? Get yourself in order to receive that blessing. Some people run out there trying to chase what they want, what they feel they need, and they ain't been more ready than the man on the moon. They ain't got nothing in order. Nothing. They still got issues that they brought from the last situation. They got, stability issues. They credit all messed up. Their money ain't happening. Their attitude is bad. Everybody they get with, they want to cuss them out and call them names and this and that. They have to get their own house in order before you can invite anyone in. Who wants to go into a dirty house? A totally messed up, dusty, dirty house. Who? Who? Scratching and dusting yourself off. And I'm talking about a house that's not in order. It doesn't have to be literally, but it has to be your whole ensemble. You. If you are not in order, no one is going to want to comfortably come in. If you are a nervous wreck, if you're stressed out, if you're going through this, if you're going through that, don't nobody want to be in that. Who wants to be more stressed out than we already is? Do y'all know gas is $5 and some a gallon again? I went to the, as a matter of fact, I gotta go in a minute. The other day I paid $5.17 for some gas. I'm scared to let the tank get to below half, because then I'm gonna pay probably $100 to fill it up. It's ridiculous. So we already got our stresses of life. We already dealing with what we're dealing with in life. Okay? So we got to get our house in order. We got to get us in order. Y'all got to excuse me. I'm outside this place waiting on where I got my fish, and they got the speaker out here, and if you're sitting in your car, they call people's names to come in and get their order. Well, my name had been called. I already got mine and ate it. Okay? So I'm just sitting here because I wanted to get this in before I drove off this video. But we have got to get our own house in order. Get you in order. Get you ready. Get you ready to receive. And then focus on what's important. All the little things that you can put to the side, all the little things that you can say, okay, I'll get to later, or I'll just do this much right now, and I'll do the rest later. But in between, I'm going to focus on this queen. Or in between, I'm going to focus on this king, so that they can get some quality time, so I can work them in. Because there's not enough hours in a day, every day, where you can't give the person that matters something. And if you can't see them but twice a month, call them, text them, send them a letter, email, or something. Lord have mercy. People are so disconnected. But the first thing they want to do is say, well, I'm into them, and I want to get to know them, and I want to be there, and I want to be, and they just sitting back waiting on what? What you waiting on? You waiting on it to fall in your lap? You know what I'm saying? You waiting on it to work around everything else that you're making more important? Instead of giving that person a little bit of time. Everybody wants to feel as though they are special, that they mean something, that they matter. Okay? Everyone. So you have got to be in a mode. If somebody matters to you, you have got to show them that. If you want to spend time, you got to let them know that. If you're thinking about them, you got to let them know that. If you want to just see how they doing or whatever, you got to ask them that. It doesn't take rocket scientists. It really doesn't. But we have got to focus on what's important. What's important. And that was the message for today, y'all. That was the message for today. And I can go on talking, but I'm tired of being in front of this little restaurant and they calling all these different names. I hope nobody heard their name being called. But anyway, I just had to share that love. I had to reach out. This is your hostess with the Moses, Donna Smith, aka Lady D. And I want you to keep in the forefront what's important to you. Focus on it. Balance it. Prioritize. Y'all know the word prioritize, right? And here I go. I'm still going. Prioritize. So when you start to prioritize, you put things in the order of importance, and it goes down. Okay, so what's more of a priority? Go on top, and then you just kind of work everything in. That's all you do. That's all you do. But you cannot expect to have success in the area of anything that you're doing if you don't focus on what's important and giving it the time, the focus, the energy, and the effort. The time, the focus, the energy, and the effort. You have got to give that. That's regardless of who it is, and that's regardless of what it is. You've got to go there. And if we start to focus more on that, things will start to matter, things will start to change. Stop making excuses. You know, some will make excuses in a minute. Well, girl, I look, I meant to hit you, and but it's just been, man, I got that going on, and I thought about getting with you last week, but this came up and that came up, and then I couldn't make it happen this week. But yeah, I saw your friend when I went to the sports bar. Me and my boy, we went to go watch the game on Sunday, and I saw, yeah. I saw Henrietta. Yeah, I saw her. hmm I ain't saying stop doing what you love, but I'm saying if you found a moment to go to the game on Sunday with your boys to watch it, you could have penciled out some time to reach out to that person that you could have been given a little bit more time and attention to that you claim you all into. Just think about it. Think about it, y'all. Because I know I am. Anyway, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Grown Folk Talk. We have our show Sunday, 7 p.m. We will be here live. Join us, tune in, watch, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. We talk about all kinds of stuff, table talk, and we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of laughs, and I'd like to see you there tomorrow evening. Okay, y'all have a good day. Take care.